Hello everyone, welcome here. Today we are going to continue ruining my desk mat, I think. So, let's get started. Alright, so this has been riding around in my holster for a while now. Yes, this is a 3D printed one. And it actually doesn't need as much of a wipe down as I thought it would at this point. It could definitely use a little bit of one. So we'll disassemble it and get that cleaned up. Go ahead and put the ammo over there. What I'm more concerned about is the actual holster needs cleaning. So we're going to be working on this today. If it doesn't get caught in my damn hair. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and remove the magazines from that. Go ahead and remove the knife from its sheath. Yeah. Some of the bolts are coming a little bit loose, so I'm going to need to redo them, Loctite them. I don't know what they used to do the leather on this, but it's got some kind of, I don't know. There's like a rubbery coating on it. And that's peeling off. Has mostly peeled off in any part that really touches the body. And creates a kind of weird shmoo on things. So that's all going to be rubbed off where I can. Getting some gunk on the leather fitting, on the metal fittings and stuff. Mostly I'm just going to rub some oil on a lot of the straps and stuff and see if I can, kind of see the rubbery gunk on there. It's like some kind of coating they put on the leather or something, and I wish they hadn't. 'Cause it's nasty, whatever it is. But anyway. I think I'm going to give it a good old solid dose of neat's foot oil everywhere except the actual hard part of the holster. That will obviously be left alone. Don't want to make that soft. It's nasty shit. But anyway. And then, of course, get all the other gunk off it. Let's take care of the pistol first. It's going to be the easier job. Let's see. This thing doesn't come apart very easily. Okay, I lied. The pistol's surprisingly clean. Like my other one, got a lot more disgusting in just shorter amounts of time. But I was carrying that down on my sides underneath my shirt, so it's not, I guess, not too surprising that this is still nice and clean. Yeah. I don't think we're going to do anything to this thing. Okay. I need to shoot this more. Yeah, there's not really... there's maybe a little bit of gunk in the mechanism back here. Let's grab a paper towel and wipe it out a little bit. Maybe stick a Q-tip down in there and wiggle it around a little. Put a little bit of oil on the rails and call it a day. You should clean your SIG at some point. Yeah, you probably should. You can never clean a gun too much. I mean, it doesn't hurt to leave it a little dirty, but also just... Having it nice and clean and well oiled never hurt anybody. Yeah. I don't really like this gun that much. I mean, it's cool, but I'd like to have a nicer one. Like, I like the basic frame and everything, but it the rails are formed sheet metal. They obviously work fine, but they're not as nice as good machined ones. Just put a little tiny bit of oil on the rails. Doesn't need much. Okay, might as well do the back ones too. Oh, come on. What are you catching on? There we go. All right. That can sit over. I'll stick it up there for now. Out of the way. Now, where do we even start with this pile? I ordered some leather washers that I want to put on the back of these. And I want to remove the rubber washers that are between the leather and the plastic there and put in thinner leather ones and then put thinner leather ones on the back as well. So it doesn't dimple it quite as much. These screws seem stiff enough yet. I'm not going to take them apart and Loctite them because even though I know they're not Loctited right now, I will have to do it again when the washers arrive. So that's a future Milo problem. But any other screw I can find that's a little loose needs to be taken apart and Loctited. Yeah. This leather right here definitely starting to get a bit rough. But it doesn't really look like it's cracking or anything. It's just kind of the texture's rising up a little bit from what was a smooth surface. We're definitely going to oil it, but yeah, okay. Let's get that goo off there. I probably should take out most of the screws and redo them all. Like, that's not a screw though, that's a rivet, so that can't go anywhere. Yeah. And then of course the actual holster itself doesn't get touched because this is all hard leather and I don't want it to change shape. It seems clean enough. It's holding up well. I don't think its screw is coming loose or anything. Actually, maybe it is a little bit. I wonder why they didn't Loctite this shit when they made it. It's kind of an issue. Not very enthused about the lack of Loctite. But anyway. Hello, Soup Stalker. Welcome here. And these straps right here really need a good solid dose of oil and stuff. There where all the hardest wear is going to happen. It's riveted on there, so. Where'd I put that screwdriver? Yeah, this definitely deserves some Loctite. It feels really weird not to have this on right now. It's like I'm so used to the weight of it sitting on my shoulders all the time. It's just really weird. All right, do you think I can get a little tiny bit of Loctite in there? Here. Does it have a seal on it? I haven't actually used this bottle of Loctite yet. I couldn't find my other one, so I went and bought this one. Here. Put the cap back on. There we go. No? That looks like Loctite, all right. Unless I'm missing something here. There's no directions on the bottle for how to open it, which I would assume would mean it would be easy. However, I see. I think that was supposed to pop up. Yeah, there we go. All right. Just a little tiny bit. Too much. Okay. No. I could use a little time more actually, because it just didn't actually get as much in there as I thought I did. I want it down into the threads, you piece of shit. Okay, that looks good. Now, let's get this started. I hate Chicago screws. Fine, be that way. Hello, survey. Welcome here. There we go. Yeah, this doesn't need to be cranked down super tight. But it does at least need to be slightly better than what it was. So that's the main pivot point for the holster. Okay, that should be good, I think. Nice EAC setup I got there. The good old Noctuas. It's definitely not an AC, but it does keep me cool enough. So I'm not really a big fan of AC. I'm not like the jealous Europor kind of way of don't like AC, where they don't like AC. I actually don't like AC. Like if it's super hot, super humid, AC is pretty nice. But when it's not too bad, particularly when it's just a dry heat, I'll happily forgo it by choice. If I have to work outside in the heat, that's a different story. But anyway. And usually, like if I had an AC and I controlled the AC's settings, so I could set it so that it was warm and then I had a breeze going, I would 1,000,000% do that. Because I like it dry. I don't like it cold and wet. I don't like it wet and cold, or dry and cold either, which is why I don't like AC, because it's cold. But anyway. Strange attitudes, I suppose, for somebody who's never lived any farther north south than, well, I guess I would have been a little farther south when I lived in Pennsylvania still. But anyway. Anyway. Yeah, this stuff's nasty. Whatever that weird rubber shit is they put on the outside of this leather, combined with skin oil and just made this horrible, sticky, disgusting shit. It's just like the nastiest crap you've ever run into. And the only thing to do for it really is just rub it off and hope it goes away. Once it's gone, you get nice leather underneath it, but like, why would, whatever leather they used, it's, yeah. But anyway. Upstairs, there's some ACs. If I wanted to go up there, it could be nice and cool, but I like it down here. Now, of course, if my fans were to die, I would sing a very different tune. Because those fans are what is making this room habitable right now. It's entirely too humid. But anyway. Thought I had gotten most of the shmoo peeled off, but apparently pieces like this that are on your back are a little harder to get at. Unless you take the holster off and go at them, which I haven't done up till now. I mean, I take it off occasionally, but I don't exactly spend a ton of time going over it. Anyway, it's a lot better than it was, at least. And also, okay, the real problem with this, the rubber coating goo, is that it picks up crap and holds it. And then you have just dead skin pieces and bits of whatever dirt were in the area and whatever else stuck in it, and it's all nasty and horrible. Oh well. Like, I think all the straps, I got most of the crud off of them earlier. These are all, like, these straps are pretty, honestly, if the whole thing was like this, I wouldn't need to do anything to it. Should probably wipe them down anyway, but I don't have any. I should have got some saddle soap or something to go over this with. Oh well. Sounds like a future Milo problem. A little bit of a escaped crud underneath there. I thought some of these, I thought I had noticed some of these screws coming loose. Which one was it? Like, I know the two that hold the knife holster on the sheath. Those were kind of loose, but I'm not gonna, like I said earlier, I'm not gonna fix those because I've got replacement washers I want to put on. And I'm gonna do that later. Or rather, I haven't got the replacement washers I need yet. They were supposed to arrive today, but they didn't. Matter of fact, I think Amazon is still claiming they're going to arrive today. They haven't gave up on that yet. Even though they're not listed as out for delivery or anything like that. All right. I think that's about what these things need. Gonna apply a little bit of neat's foot oil, I think, to the straps. Yeah. Just gonna wet a paper towel with some and rub it all over it. And that should be good enough for who it's for. As long as we don't get on the hard leather parts, it'll be fine. Does this have a seal? Yes, it does. Okay. Don't get that shit on my desk thing. I want more oil on this. Get that rag good and soaked. It'd be better, obviously, if I had a real rag, but I don't, so we'll just have to live with what I've got instead. The shoulder straps. And the belt straps are the two big ones I really want to improve. Got to leave these set for a while before I put it back on so I don't oil the shit out of my shirts. And I'll probably still have to wash the next couple I wear with extra care after this. Okay, like right here is a rough spot. Could really use a bit of oil. So I think the rubbery shit they put on the outside of this was specifically to keep the leather smooth. The problem is it doesn't, whatever it was, didn't interact well with skin oil. And sweat and whatever other shit got in out. So we're getting damn straps all tangled up. Anyway. Got some kind of waxy shit that I normally use on my boots. That's like beeswax and lanolin and who the hell knows what all else is in it. Once it's all warmed up, it's remarkably like this, though. Applied in the exact same way. Rub it on. Wipe it down. It leaves more of a hard coating after you're done, though. Okay. I really should remove that holster for this, but not holster. Damn it. Sheath. I'll leave it on for now. Anyway. Yeah, this part right here is a part that definitely needs the oil. I'm not really sure what even makes some of the parts of it seem to be. Cracking isn't even really the term. Getting rough, I guess I should say. It's not even necessarily parts that you would think are being rubbed more or anything, even. Maybe it is, though. I should probably take all the screws out of this periodically and just really like to remove all the screws. It's only like 2 screws on each strap, the adjustment screws, and then you could really get all the ends of the straps really good and everything. Right now it doesn't need it, but like a year or two wouldn't hurt to do. All right. Yeah, once I get those replacement washers, I might need to order new screws for the sheath as well. No, these got enough length on them yet. They can still grab with another little bit of washer in there. I don't like having the sheath attached to the holster like this. It's super convenient having it right here, but also it looks stupid. It looks all tactical, and I don't want that. Particularly because it was the most boring possible knife I could buy visually. And wearing it there in that holster kind of, yeah. Anyway, the problem is where I would like to wear the knife, down on my belt, it doesn't work anymore. Because that's right where this strap goes. And if I wear it ahead of this strap, it's too far forward and gets in the way when I sit. And if I wear it behind this strap, then it's too far back and the handle juts way out the side. So it's got to be worn right where this strap falls. And I tried everything I could think of to move it around to my belt and find a spot that would work, and it just didn't. So finally I was like, well, screw you. I guess you're getting bolted to the holster. There's some extra holes there I can use. And so I did that. And while I don't like it aesthetically, it is so convenient. It's even more convenient than having it down the belt, because down the belt you just reach down and grab the knife. But with this, it's much easier to put away without 2 hands. Because you want to put the knife away on the belt, you have to kind of reach down with one hand and get your shirt out of the way so you can get it into the stupid holster without stabbing yourself. And when it's just right here, you can just look down and see where the entrance to the holster is and stick it in there, or sheath, I mean. Damn it, why do I keep saying holster? Anyway, Just look down, see right where the entrance to the sheath is, and stick the tip of the knife in, and there you go. And because there's no shirt to get in the way, even if you don't choose to look, you can still do it by feel really easily without stabbing yourself. The angle can be a little awkward sometimes, but much less so than you might think. In general, it is just a superior place to carry a knife in every way except appearance or whatever. Yeah, you can kind of see how the leather's like a little bit scaly right there. It's hard to get really perfect angle to. Anyway, it's definitely being worn at a little bit by being bent around my belt right there. These straps are the thing I was most concerned with making sure were well taken care of. But anyway. Yeah. Those screws are staying in pretty well. All right. There was one of these screws. Which one was it, though? It must have been, I think it might have been either this one, or was it this one here above the knife, actually? That was loosened up some. And I twisted it tighter again. And made a mental note to myself that as soon as I found my Loctite, I need to go after it. I don't know. I'll worry about it next time I notice it's loose, I guess. I've got Loctite on hand now. I can solve it correctly. I think that I am going to leave this sit now. And then after stream, I can put it back on when hopefully the leather is dried a little bit. First, though, let's wipe some of this oil off my hands. It's the number one problem with dealing with leather. You are going to get crud all over your hands. Because the best way to rub oil or wax or anything else into leather is direct skin contact. I actually didn't get as bad crud on my hands as I did with the waxy stuff I normally use. That stuff you just cannot wipe off. Maybe I'll get nice and supple, oiled up hands. I should redo my boots too. Nah, they're good. It wouldn't hurt to give them another coat of waxy crap, but I haven't worn them that much since the last time I put a coating on, so I think I'll just leave them alone for now. They're not like looking scuffed up or anything. Yeah. All right. And we got new oil stains on the desk mat. It'll never be the same again. All right. I could tell you where we did get crud though. These magazines. Ugh. Let's go ahead and clean these up a little bit. Which way does these slide off again? That way. Yeah, the top couple of rounds are very dusty. Just run a slightly oily rag down the center of the magazine to make sure it's all de-dusted. Follower is not dirty or anything, so it's mostly just top couple of rounds that had a ton of dirt on them. And the base plate, it's got a little bit. Okay. I love PMags. They're so easy to disassemble and reassemble. Yeah, look at that. It's got green corrosion smooth on the bullet there. Not going to affect its operation any, but might as well wipe it off before reloading. I probably should take these magazines out and shoot them empty and then reload them with fresh. Where to put my loading tool? If anyone is loading their magazines by hand, get one of these things. They definitely don't pay me anything to say this. Oops, that one went backwards. We don't want that. That would cause a failure to feed. Anyway, they definitely don't pay me to say this. But these Maglulas are amazing. I've got one for AR and I've got this pistol one. They're both the best. You read your magazines, not load them? You should do both. All right. This one is pretty clean compared to the other one. I should have paid attention to which one was in which pocket. It's like the rounds that came out of this one were all... None of them had corrosion schmoo on them or anything. I'm still going to go ahead and disassemble the mag and run a rag up the middle, but it doesn't really need it. It's in much better shape than the other one was. Okay. There we go. Okay, this thing's so good. You just squeeze it, push down, drop around in, let go, lift up, repeat. So much faster, so much easier. And it'll do basically any pistol magazine you might happen to run into. Double stack or single stack. I think you need an adapter base plate for some single stack magazines. But most of them it really does not care. And the magazine that was in the gun, much cleaner because it wasn't exposed to the interior of the pocket. Yep, brass in the chamber. All right. Yeah, if you're doing it the old-fashioned way by hand, you gotta shove it in, which much more a pain in the ass. Okay. Just clear around the trigger. There we go. Now, for the magazine pouches. There we go. It hangs like this at your side. That should be about right, I think. The real reason this thing has pouches for magazines on it is not necessarily because everybody wants to carry 2 magazines with them everywhere they go. Although I'm sure some people do. It's mostly there to help balance the weight of the pistol. All right. Now, is there anything else I had to take care of? Well, the knife goes back in its holster, or sheath, whatever. You know what? Screw it. Let's not. Let's just put it over there. I'll deal with that later when I go to put it back on after stream. I really should organize this a little bit better instead of just randomly sticking bits in wherever I feel like. Go ahead and lock that closed. Stick it back over here where it belongs. Beside all the other crap that lays over there. You don't want to see what's off camera that direction. It is a giant pile of shit. Why do I have... Whatever. I mean, there's some cool stuff over there. For example, this thing. Fixed magazine. This was George Kellgren's brainchild before he went and found Caltech. Grendel P10. I've never actually shot this because I don't own any 380 ammunition, and to be perfectly honest, I probably never will shoot it unless I get some 380 for some reason. I didn't buy it because I wanted to shoot it. I bought it because I thought it was cool. Got a little bit of oil on the outside of the slide, so it's not going to rust or anything stupid like that while I'm thinking about it, and have the oil bottle laying right there. Okay. kind of cool little pistol. What else do I have laying over there? There's this thing. Much chunkier. Yeah. This is an Arcus 94. It is a Bulgarian? Yeah, Bulgarian. License built clone of the high power. But the Bulgarians got tired halfway through machining it and they just kind of stopped. Which is why it's much more squared off than high power. At least that's what I like to tell people. But basically this is just a high power. It's had the magazine safety deleted, so the trigger's pretty nice. But anyway. Unfortunately, mine has a chip. Oh, where's that? It's in the frame. There's a chip of metal missing. Well, let's take the slide off and then I can show it off. Yeah, right there. The first time I took it out and shot it, this just little wedge of metal in there just disappeared. I don't know where it went. As far as I can tell, it's still safe to shoot. It's really weird that broke out of there, though. I'm guessing there was a crack or something there that wasn't new by any stretch of the imagination, and it just kind of finally gave way after many years of being used hard by the Bulgarians before it was imported. This was not a very good example of the type. I got it really cheap because it was in bad shape and missing a lot of its finish. But I like it because I wanted to have a high power and it was cheap. And I didn't need it to be a real high power. And matter of fact, in some ways I like it better because it's not a real high power. Oh, let's see. What else do I have over there? I have the magazine for the Arcus 94. You can see that patch right there in the front where it's kind of worn. That's right where the magazine safety rubs on a high power. Because the way the magazine safety works, it's a plunger that presses against the magazine right there. And that's why magazines don't drop free on a high power when it has the magazine safety installed. And also when you pull the trigger, it causes that safety to scrub on there. And that's what makes high power triggers so god awful if you don't have either polished magazines, which this one is kind of polished, or remove the magazine safety. Some high powers came with phosphate coated magazines, and that's a super rough coating. And the triggers on those things were just horrendous because scrubbing against that phosphate coating just, yeah. The magazine safety on the high power is very badly designed. But it's really easy to remove, so. Speaking of removing magazine safeties. Here, we have a Ruger LCP2. Yeah, anyway. Chamber's empty. You can trust me on that. It's 22 LR pocket pistol, basically. It's so flippin' tiny. Pretty cool for what it is. You can actually see the barrel drop a little bit when you open the slide. I don't think it's actually a delayed action. It might have a little bit of delay, but I don't think it actually is. I think the real reason why the barrel drops down on this thing is so that it has a better angle for loading. It does have very weak spring though, so maybe it does give it a little bit of delay. It's definitely not locked like a normal pistol would be. But there might be a little bit of mechanical advantage to that. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think it's a true... It acts a lot like a tilting barrel, but I don't think it's actually a true tilting barrel. Well, there's definitely no lockup. Like, there's no locking surface on the barrel if we take it apart. Oh, how do you take this thing apart again? I think you just... I don't think you have to probably pull it back or anything. See if I can do it without ripping my fingernail off. Yeah, there we go. You just pull that pin out, and it comes right off the front. Yeah, there's the recoil spring. Pathetic little thing. It is just like a full-size tilting barrel pistol inside, but if you actually take it apart, there's no locking surface here. It doesn't actually engage with the slide at all. It does have a bit of a ramp there that may or may not provide a little tiny bit of delay, but it would be fully unlocked by that point, so yeah, I don't think there's any actual delay going on. It's just you're firing 22 LR out of such a dinky little barrel. It doesn't have a whole lot of oomph behind it. And so this little tiny spring is enough. But I thought it was cool, and so I bought it. I guess if you wanted... Damn it, where'd the guide rod go? Give it back. If you wanted to teach a kid to shoot pistols, this would probably be a pretty good kid-sized pistol to start him on. In some ways. It's super light. And with that weak spring in the slide, it's super easy to rack too. But anyway, it does have a manual safety. And it also has a magazine safety, although I deleted the one on mine. That's got your standard trigger dingus and yeah. When I got this thing home from the gun store, I went to delete the triggers. I delete the magazine safety on it. And in the process of taking it apart, it launched one of the springs. I think it might have been the safety spring out into the room somewhere. It took me literally 3 hours of crawling around on the floor very, very slowly and carefully with a flashlight to find that damn spring. By the end, I was thoroughly despairing of ever finding it, and I figured I was going to have to go order one. But I did find it eventually. There is really no moral to that story, I guess. Make sure you're careful when you put springs in and out. But everybody knows that one already. Yeah, it is kind of a fun little pistol. It's very light recoiling because like the barrel's so short. The sights aren't amazing or anything. Just kind of disappears in your hand though. It's very silly. I like it. Yeah, there's nothing really else over there of any super interest. Some random cables. There's a Glock slide that doesn't have a Glock to go on. It's a really shitty... Ugh. Yeah. Really shitty Patmos slide that I got for super cheap from somewhere. I don't remember what I even got. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was ordering a lower part kit for something. And for some reason, I couldn't get a lower part kit from where I wanted to get it. But I could get a complete pistol kit that included this shitty slide. And it was not much more expensive than just getting a lower part kit. Which tells you about how much this thing is worth. So I was like, fine, screw it. Give me the whole damn thing. And so that's the story of how I have a really, truly terrible Glock slide laying around that I'll probably never use for anything. Yeah. I guess it makes a good paperweight. Oh, well. Let's play some Warframe. After I change categories. And yes, this is how I normally type. Yes, that I do suck at typing. Why do you ask? Should probably turn the desk cam off so I don't embarrass myself further. What should we do for a title today? No, I don't like that. There we go. Okay. Should see you type sometimes. Yeah. For some reason, I never actually learned how to type. So I then subsequently got a job that requires me to type a lot, and I never went and corrected that defect. I started this up last night to make sure it was going to run, and I poked around the orbiter a little bit, but I haven't actually done anything. It's been so long since I played this.
Eternal, it's your lucky day.
13 mutagen samples. Holy crap, what am I ever going to do with these? That's so valuable. Yeah. Anyway. So, welcome aboard my orbiter. Garuda, get your wing out of her face. Yeah. It has been literal years since I've played this game last. And when I stopped playing it, I used to play it all the time. I have 3,000 plus hours in this game. I thought this used to be a fish tank or something. Maybe not. Did I ever have this as set as something? I don't know if I did. Anyway, there's this exact Garuda build. I really like the visual appearance of this Warframe. Also, Garuda's a fun Warframe. There we have some fish tanks. Some random crap I stuck on shelves. If you've never played Warframe before, look away. Because here come spoilers. Yeah, okay. Unsurprisingly, I like past Milo's taste in fashion. What weapons do I have on this Warframe anyway? No primary weapon. The Fickle Finger of Fate.
Operator, did you hear that?
This thing.
It said
Yeah, shut up, Ordis.
cosmic
Go away.
background radiation is a riot.
Of Garuda's Talons. No melee weapon, which is why this is active. What kind of build do I have on this? Slash heat, apparently. Okay. Okay. And what's the Fickle Finger have
Ready
on
to
it?
kick bottom.
Viral radiation. Okay. Okay. And apparently I have a Riven for it. Riven disposition is 2 dots. This one's Toxin, critical chance, critical damage. It's not half bad. Shoot things, shoot mans. Pax charge. Okay. Battery recharge delay is reduced by 50%. Man, I haven't used any of this stuff in so long. What companion do I have? A Taxon with an R-Tax. Okay. I wonder if there's a Taxon Prime available by now. I hate MOAs. I forgot all about this. I have a MOA called Once Again My MOA. Because the stupid thing dies so often, you get a message that's like, MOA name is down. So, when the stupid thing dies, you get, once again, my MOA is down. I don't know. That passed for humor back when I set that up. And then I have another one here called Piece of Poop. As you can tell, I didn't like MOAs very much back then. Thankfully not a K-Drive. Wow, I must have been on a tear when I was naming MOAs or something. Oh well. Dead again. Why is this one named Damn It? Okay, whatever. We have Fluffy, Fluff, KJ, or Fifi, Furry, Fuzzy, King Tut. What are you? Okay, whatever. Muttley. Why did I name this thing Sickle? Slinker. I have no idea why I named half of these what I named them. Okay. Well, let's go do something. And I'm honestly not even sure what I'd want to do. Kill 15 enemies while aim gliding, kill 500 enemies, complete 3 exterminate missions. Okay. Well, let's do some exterminate missions then. And we should probably start with reasonably low level stuff because I haven't played this game in so long. Let's see, where'd be a good place to start? Did you miss a memo about hell freezing over? No, I just decided I wanted to play it a little bit more. I haven't played Warframe in so long that it'd be interesting to give it another shot. It's kind of interesting. All of these have an icon next to them except Venus. Oh. I guess this counts as a uncleared. Interesting. Mars has a similar uncleared node. Mirror defense. Okay. Is there anything else that's obviously not cleared? Deimos. Although I don't see anything there that's marked off either. Let's go and do... what kind of mission did I need to do? Exterminate? Let's go do some exterminates on Mars if I can find one that looks interesting. Crossfire exterminate. That would count. Here's a Grenier exterminate. These are all super low levels. Let's just do this Grenier exterminate here.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
And what is that? Primary ammo pickups look like that now, apparently? Alright. Some other fool connected. Oh, dead end. Where is... There we go. Man. Whatever skills I once had at this game have long gone away. Also, I seem to remember my camera being farther away from my character.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
I don't even remember what the abilities on this frame do. Why am I getting noob achievements? Did they change that system since last time I played? Must have.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
Damn it. Damn it. Skill issue on my part. I think there's a Kuva, or used to be a Kuva over there. Of course we got dog shit for loot because it's low level. But that's to be expected. Alright, let's go on to something a little bit higher level. Looks like there's a fissure at Mach. Yeah. Level 30 to 35. Void Raider, what is that? A defense. I don't want to do a defense right now. We'll do something on Sedna. Let's find a nice... Hydron is mission everybody used to do for leveling. When you didn't do ESO anyway. I'm starting to actually remember things.
Oh, sorry. Ortis will play with the volume off.
Yeah, shut up, Ortis. Go away. You're annoying. There's actually not any exterminations here. Okay. Well, how about Pluto? Man, I haven't done excavation. And I don't want to do it. Okay, there we go. Nice exterminate. Let's pick a different Warframe. Something that's got a little bit more abilities. We could go with Mesa. Or apparently my Inaros is level 0. That's interesting. Yeah. Is this the one that... Yeah. Ability 3 has Valkyr's Warcry on it, which gives you extra armor and attack speed. So this guy is a melee monster. As configured. Alright, yeah, let's go do this. Okay, we loaded directly into somebody else's squad. There we go. Damn it, I screwed that up big time. Slide, damn you.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
I need to take this build into ESO. It wouldn't be as good as Saren or anything, but I bet it'd be fun.
You have broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
Damn it. Man, I am so bad at the movement now compared to what I used to be. I used to actually be good at this shit.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Okay. Got some shit that doesn't matter at all. I wish I could take all my stuff over, like my Warframes and stuff, and start a new account. Okay. Damage number customization. You are now inflicting outrageous amounts of damage. Really? Why would you say that? Would you like to apply condensed damage numbers preset to reduce visual clutter? Sure. Outrageous amounts of damage. No, it just means I already knew how to build and had good builds back in the day. I used to make all my own builds too. I didn't like watch build guides and get them from there. Sometimes I'd watch build guides to see if they knew anything I didn't, but usually I didn't use anybody else's shit. Made my own. Warcry on Aros is fun. I love him. However, let's grab something else. Gauss does some fun stuff. I don't remember how I used to use this build though. I'm pretty sure there's a Gara Prime available now. I should probably get that and build it. Because this Gara build is kind of fun. Remember correctly. Banshee, I don't remember how I used this one either. Remember correctly, this Banshee did some stupid shit.
Sometimes Ordis likes to assume he knows nothing. Nobody can learn what they think they already know.
Yeah,
If I may
you're
say,
correct,
operator,
you don't know anything.
your chosen Warframe suits you. Ha ha.
What do I have here? Soundquake, silence, sonar. Oh, pillage from Hildren, okay. Okay. Yeah. Because this gives you a good bit of overshields. And then if I remember correctly, I used sonar. And I have... yeah, the sonar augment. Killing an enemy by shooting their weak spot will trigger another sonar for 100% remaining duration. And then the sonar is set up to give you massive damage multipliers. And so everything just dies. Let's run that mission again with this build. I need to figure out what setting is making it so that my stuff isn't staying open. My map.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Because I'm an idiot. button do? There we go. I couldn't remember what button I had revive bound to for a second. Oh yeah, this gun links to other enemies, that's right. How is he dying so fast? These enemies are easy. There we go. Damn it. Door's locked.
Most cunning founder, with my life I protect your sacred crown.
I have no idea what Warframe he's using. I don't recognize it at all. So that kind of kafoom noise that happens every time I kill an enemy.
And they are on the run. Another successful mission.
That's
Find extraction.
her second ability going off when I kill an enemy. If I shoot them in the right weak spot anyway.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Okay.
Words coming in of so many of you being
Shut up,
your
Nora.
best selves. Nora is just beside herself
I need
with
to turn the volume
admiration.
down. Particularly the voice volume for those retards. Let's go look in the options. Okay, dialogue volume, boom. Music volume down a little bit. We'll leave it alone. Mute running in the background? Hell no. Not that that will actually happen much, but anyway. Okay. I don't have a mic on this computer anyway, so... No upscaling. Quality preset. High. No. I want ludicrous, thank you. I hate temporal anti-aliasing.
What
Let's
it
see if that's
reminds the
decent.
operator to take time for themselves. Pressure creates
do-
guidance, yes, but it also creates rubble.
There we go. Dynamic lighting, of course. Local reflections, of course. SSAO on. Let's go ahead and set that on. Motion blur off. Depth of field off. film grain off. Good thing I looked in here. Dynamic resolution off. Reduce frame latency. Sure. All right. Let's go see if there's anything else in the options that I really need to change. Yeah. That seems like a good thing to turn on. Okay. Is there a thing that I can use to move my camera back a little bit from my... Doesn't look like it. Because I don't remember the Warframe being quite as in the way visually. What is this? Don't remember what I mean by legacy color palettes. Let's go ahead and turn them on anyway. I shouldn't need to change any of this shit. Yeah, I don't care about hiding spoilers. If you guys don't want to get spoiled, go away. Actually, wait, can I turn off? Yeah, I don't want a profanity filter. Screw that noise. Alright, anyway. Let's go with minimal. Okay. Prefer overlay map. There we go. That's the other thing I was looking for. Because I really don't want to have to keep changing that. Let's go do... Oh, where is this again? Sanctuary Onslaught. Sanctuary Onslaught's easy mode. Regular Sanctuary Onslaught. But I want to do same regular Sanctuary Onslaught before I get into doing ESO.
This is a stress test. Destroy all specimens as quickly as possible. In this case,
Any of y'all see the feeds line up? It's going down, kid.
So those damage spots, the bright lights on everybody, anyone can shoot those and get like 9 times damage. Actually, more than 9 times damage. So, this build is helping my team kill stuff faster. Yeah. And also, with my build, if an enemy is killed by shooting them in their weak spot like that, it causes another wave of the effect that created the weak spots in the first place to spread out around the area.
I have opened a new data conduit.
But anyway, so the effect is self-perpetuating, and even more importantly, I don't have to be the one who shoots them. All right. Pop that Eximus. Damn it. I'm so shit at this game nowadays. That I can hardly even bullet jump. Also, the reason I'm getting messages about stealth kills is because Banshee is silent. So if an enemy hasn't noticed me quite yet, when I insta-murder them. Also, I need to turn the volume down more.
Our experiment leads to new zones. Do not weep for these creatures. They are immortal. They can and have faced a billion deaths. You, however, do not enjoy the protections of synthesis. For you, failure has real life consequences.
Damn it. Oh, I know where those enemies are. So this weapon's, I don't know what you want to call it, special effect is that it links to nearby enemies. So you shoot one guy, you shoot the whole group. Something like that anyway. I don't remember the exact details behind how it works. But as you can see, there's a good deal of murder going on whenever I shoot something.
Data conduit is open. Go now.
At least some people are going through, so I'll stick with them. Host migration in progress. Okay, the host left. I see people are still as trash at this game as they ever were.
The path to greatness is walked
So, like,
one step at a time.
I am absolutely doing mega murder. Also, it's scanning enemies. There's new enemy types, apparently. Which I guess is not too surprising. systems blueprint. Oh yeah, I forgot that ESO drops that. Cora's a pretty cool frame. I should probably run that next, maybe.
Data conduit is open. Go now.
See what I'm going through? No? Okay.
Hurry, Hunter. The conduit is closing fast. Hunter, the sanctuary will go on without you.
That's nice. Those people might have been there just for the Cora blueprint, but probably not. Yeah. Look at the kill counts. I only dealt 19% of the damage, but I did 335 kills.
Keep your heads down, Solaris.
Which means that this guy was massively overkilling things, but more slowly than I was. He was using Valkyr Prime. Okay. Let's try a different build. I like this build. It's fun, obviously. I made it a long time ago, but it could very well not be anywhere close to good anymore, but oh, what else do I have? We have the Cora build here. How does this one work again? I remember she uses her 1 a lot. What do we have for abilities and stuff? Okay, Whip Claw, which does a ton of damage to enemies. Ensnare. Okay. Strangle Dome. Remember correctly, accumulating Whip Claw, hitting 3 enemies, grant a 35% stacking damage bonus, subsequent Whip Claws.
Operator, Ordis is sorry. Happy to report that all my good jokes are gone.
Yeah, we have our little companion creature. If we were to die, they would die instead. And then killing enemies decreases the respawn timer for our little buddy by 4 seconds, which means as long as we're killing lots of shit, we can't die. Pilfering Strangle Dome. Enemies held in Strangle Dome with 65% chance of dropping additional loot. If I remember correctly, there was some special stuff related to smacking Strangle Dome with the Whip Claw, and yeah. Steel Path, okay. And then this gets a stronger Whip Claw. This is a longer range Whip Claw. And this one's specifically for generating lots of loot with the Pilfering Strangle Dome. I don't know. What else do we have? Titania is interesting. We have Spiva and Slova. 2 different Nova builds. I don't remember what those do anymore. I think Spiva makes enemies go faster, so they can get to you faster and therefore die faster. Wisp. What was Wisp's abilities?
Operator, you have remembered well how the Tenno arm themselves.
Oh yeah, you create the reservoirs. This one has Rhino Roar on it, which is hilarious. Which gives increased damage to everyone around you. And then Blind Array, okay. Okay. Yeah, this was a weird build. Soulgate was kind of crap, if I remember correctly. I don't know if it's any better nowadays. But yeah, Wisp creates these reservoirs. That buff your enemies. Or buff your, not enemies, your allies. And then you can teleport to your reservoirs too. Wisp wasn't very good in a mobile mission where you're moving around a lot. Or at least not as good. Where's my Rhino build? Here's my ESO Saren. I have a Rhino here for index, but I don't even remember what you used to do index for. Here's Rhino, Vacor Hack, Fickle Finger of Fate, and a Broken War. And then what did I have my Rhino Prime build actually look like? Rhino Charge, which Ironclad Charge gives you more armor if you charge through enemies. Quite a lot, actually. Recasting Iron Skin will cause it to detonate, dealing 100% of its remaining health as puncture damage. Oh, yeah, that's right. You would, you would hit your Iron Skin, so you're nice and tough, and then you'd find a large group of enemies, charge through them with your charge, and then you'd recast your Iron Skin, and you would get Mega Iron Skin. And then you would use Roar to get mega damage. And then for some reason I gave him Nidus's Larva. So he has a CC ability, I guess, is probably what it was. Oh, on Archkin equipped 600 armor for 60 seconds. Because the strength of your Iron Skin depends on your armor. I don't know if it still does. I assume it still does. You would do everything you could to get insane amounts of armor, and then you would recast your Iron Skin. And you would just be so freaking beefy. Yeah, okay, let's not do that. Rhino's kind of boring, honestly. What do I have that's really actually cool? Harrow. Wonder if what Harrow's like nowadays. You would use your wand to just lock down groups of enemies. Sacrifice shields to boost reload speed and fire rate while converting damage inflicted on enemies into health for hero and allies. So basically you would hit penance, get rid of your shields, and then shoot the shit out of everything and heal everybody around you. And then you'd use Thurible to give your allies energy as well. And then Covenant. That's not a hero ability, is it? Yeah, it is, apparently. Okay. Yeah. Protect nearby allies when the energy force absorbs all damage and converts to critical chance bonus. Covenant headshots increase critical chance bonus duration by 3 seconds. So yeah, you could keep Covenant up basically forever if you knew what you're doing. And then adaptation, of course. Adaptation's insane for... I remember when adaptation was added, some stuff you could go super insanely tanky. It was pretty wild. I wonder if there's a Prime hero available now. I'm sure there is. There's got to be, because I saw some stuff about... Yeah, anyway. Arrow's pretty cool. I don't really have a reason to run him, though. Yeah. Gauss with his arm cannon. What was this build like? Yeah. Your one ability, you hold it down to go super fast, basically. Generate armor plating. Thermal Sunder. Inflicts cold status on nearby enemies. Or hold to inflict heat. And then Red Line. Makes you really powerful. What was this build like? I don't think I have any augments or anything in here, so it's just kind of go fast, shoot things. Let's run Mesa. I like Mesa. What build do I have going here? Okay, there's a corrosive build. And then Mesa herself. Mesa can move while using Peacemaker. Okay. I don't have any other augments on Mesa. Oh, what abilities? Oh, I have Hildren's Pillage on. That's why. Okay. I never really liked Shooting Gallery that much. It was really boring. Shatter Shield gives you some damage reduction, which is nice. Peacemaker is the real thing that Mesa's here for, though. And then apparently I had Pillage to get more shields. Okay. Yeah, let's take Mesa for a spin. And where do I want to do it? I don't want to do any void fissures right now because I'm not sure what, like all the relics I have are probably vaulted or other things. And so they're probably insanely valuable for what they are. We could do a syndicate mission. I really should do the IA-10 treasure hunt. I don't remember how that's done anymore though. It's been so long. Kuva siphons I don't care about. Nightmare, I don't remember even what that was about. And arbitrations were just always were boring and sucked. I have quests I need to do at some point. Yeah, sorties are a weekly thing you can do that give you some pretty nice rewards. You can get IA-10s and stuff like that from them. Another random shit. The legendary core that you can get, I don't remember what that does. It is, oh yeah, I do remember. It can be turned into a resource. I got one of those one time and sold it for a tremendous amount of cash though. I don't remember how much they were worth back then, but... Right. Let's not do quests, okay? Not yet. Yeah, let's just go do another Pluto mission. Let's do a Steel Path Pluto mission. Since apparently I have Steel Path still unlocked. Damn it. Whoa, you idiot.
focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Marvelous Granon, your sacred tokens shall remain secure from the grasp of the earth.
Yeah, you begin to see what Mesa's good at.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
A ribbon sliver. What the hell is that? Okay. Get wrecked. Unidentified item. Okay. And 2 steel essence. Which I remember being a thing now that I've got one, and I don't remember what they are though.
They fought well. Good deaths all.
Identified. Primary Merciless. Arcane. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. When did they add primary arcanes? Also, what's this Panzer Claws thing? Let's go ahead and check Nightwave.
Nora wants to reach out to all of you and say,
Sell any item in my
Welcome to
inventory
the
for
family.
credits. Sure, let's go
that's
do
all
that.
from me.
We can just sell some random ass mod. I think you can do that from this screen. Yeah, here we go.
Now you might
Oh, what
be
do we
wondering
have
if
here?
I'm holding back on y'all.
Got some
Dreams.
Nightwave credits, sure, whatever. Glyph bundle, don't care. Melee arcane adapter, that's probably nice. A bow skin, sure, whatever. An emote, don't care. This is kind of a cool Sandana. Elemental damage type of an adversary weapon. Whatever the hell that is. Weapon slots. A augment for a Warframe's name I don't recognize. A Forma bundle. Whole bunch of shit. Umbral Forma at the end, of course. And some decorative shit. An ephemera, which looks okay, I guess. Stance Forma. Armor bundle. Alright, what's in the cred shop? Squad gains 60% weapon damage for 3 seconds when equipped. Okay. Penta. Oh yeah, I remember what that is. Okay. A Nyx augment. Various cosmetics. Vauban pieces that I don't need because I have them, thankfully. I definitely have the... I'm pretty sure I have the transmission palette. Yeah, it's marked as I... Okay, let's click take high down. Let's show you the new things. So that's new. I definitely own the Vauban parts, but apparently there's some new... I'm not sure if I actually own these or not. I definitely own some of those, I think. Noggles, which are retarded bullshit. I definitely have this. Yeah, I have it. It's crafted. It's marked as crafted. Okay. So why isn't Hydoned hiding some of these? Like this thing I definitely already own. Whatever. Dark Sword Blueprint. Don't I already have... Yeah, I have it mastered. Why the hell is it showing up here? Archiplasmor. I remember when that came out. I don't remember what's cool about it, but... Okay. The only mod I don't have in this list is this one. Not sure if that's any good or not. Exchange 10 Riven Slivers for a Riven mod. Were Riven Slivers a thing back? Let's go have a look at my... Yeah. I have 50 Rivens, apparently.
Operator, do you know which finger the corpus used to count their money? The index.
Kill 5 enemies with headshots. That's trivial to unlock. A rifle Riven. 34 enemies with finishers without getting afflicted by a status effect. 16 Syndicate medallions. That one might be annoying. This one looks pretty decent. Rivens are mods that have random stats, and I remember people used to gamble over them and sell the good ones for insanely high prices. Retards, mostly. I don't remember what the difference between Radiant and non-Radiant relics were. Oh yeah, you spend Void Traces to raise their level. I think. This relic is in the Prime Vault, yeah. So this Axia 2 could be worth quite a lot. Same with this Axia 3. Maybe not. It depends on, like, this one's got Hydroid Prime Neuroptics in it as an uncommon. Can I sort? No. Yeah, pretty much all of these are going to be vaulted. Which means they might be extremely valuable. And it's going to be basically impossible to find anyone doing an opening of them either. Okay, like this one's not vaulted. Oh well. I've got almost 2,500 plat, so it's not like I can't just buy whatever I want to. Because most of the, like a lot of the things that are probably vaulted are likely things that I have already, because I got them back when they weren't vaulted. Alright.
Shall we?
Are any of these particularly easy? Kill a few more Eximus, complete 10 more missions, and then complete 3 sabotage missions.
That's all we have time for.
I don't remember what sabotage missions are even like. Let's go back to non-steel path. And let's find a sabotage that doesn't look too bad. See if I can remember what this mission type even is.
The reactor is going into stasis. Now is your chance to complete this sabotage. Use whatever you can to make sure it never works again. Coolant cell extracted.
Oh, I'm certain of this mission type now.
Fuel cell reinserted. When the reactor is restarted, this will trigger a meltdown. Destroy the fuel injectors. The reactor has gone critical. Get to extraction immediately. Beware, Tenno. This ship is experiencing reduced gravity and magnetic anomalies.
Well. Go.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Oh.
Ready to kick bottom.
What are you and why are you equipped on my mesa? Oh, apparently you have swappable, or you can mod the weapons on your pets now. That's weird. Rare Warframe stream? It's not quite the very first time I ever streamed Warframe, but it's definitely not something that I do very often. Let's put it that way. Let's see. Cora's got a Super Vandal. Sure, we'll run Cora real quick. I think it's... Yeah, it probably is the third, actually. I was going to say second, but I think there's at least one time. Like, I did play it once when there was a new quest released that I wanted to play. Not terribly long after I had originally stopped. Like, it was like a year or two. And there might have been a time where I played it as a filler game once. So, yeah, you probably are right, Truebeard.
Everything in
I would like to get back into Warframe, because it is a lot of fun. And it's been enough years now that...
I need you to sabotage this ship's reactor. The reactor is a complex system. Start by removing the coolant cells. My intel suggests there are rich enemy supply caches in the area, but I am unable to pinpoint their exact location. Search them out if you are willing to shoulder the added risk.
Alright. We can't have that going on.
The reactor is going into stasis. Now is your chance to complete this sabotage. Use whatever you can to make sure it never works again.
Okay, maybe we
Coolant
can't have
cell
that going on.
extracted. Fuel cell reinserted. When the reactor is restarted, this will trigger a meltdown.
For some reason, the Supra has a really obnoxious controller vibration, and for some reason it's vibrating my controller despite me not using it.
Destroy the fuel injectors.
Warframe, the game about speedrunning. Well, not really,
The
but
reactor
might as well
has
be.
gone critical. Get to extraction immediately. Beware, Tenno. This ship is experiencing reduced gravity and magnetic anomalies.
This is the wrong Warframe for this kind of mission, but... Sorry. There we go. No. Wait. What is that Mesa doing?
Another job well executed.
Also, why am I getting random... Okay. It definitely cleared my in-game achievements at some point. I gotta turn the volume down, too. I keep forgetting. Okay, so as soon as we get out of this mission, I need to turn the volume down. And I need to find where I can tell the controller to screw off. There, enable vibration. No. Okay. Boom. We'll turn the dialogue volume up a little bit. Okay. That should be much less punishing to my poor ears. We're getting full up on Steel Meridian stuff. There's definitely new stuff I haven't purchased. Are any of these for Warframes I care about? Ooh, Nidus. Nidus and any ally he's bound to gain 4% max health per mutation during parasitic link. I don't know if that's good or not, because I don't remember enough about Nidus to know. Alright, anyway, let's just start buying stuff from the top, I guess. Frost gains 200% critical chance and 200% critical damage against frozen enemies. That could be pretty good if you build around it.
Alright, but you owe us. I hope
Neja.
you put it to good use.
Yeah, let's just buy from the top.
Hope it helps. I hope you put it to good use.
Alright. This Warframe would be pretty good if I was doing anything other than a fast moving. Gara is also not good for a fast moving mission type. What does Avara have again? I don't even remember what Avara is like. Oh yeah, you're the stealthy little... And we have the quiet shotgun here, if I remember correctly. But what is your...
I've been thinking, Operator. I thought you'd want to know.
Yeah, okay. Automatically succeed your next hack attempt. Sure, whatever. Go invisible, which is useful for doing like spy missions. And the Artemis bow. Okay, that's the only thing that makes Avara at all interesting. Is her invisibility. Great for spy missions, nothing really else. Mag. What do I have in my mag? Apparently haven't used this for a while because using corrosive projection. Corrosive projection used to be basically a must-have mod because armor was so overpowering that at higher difficulty enemies, everybody would run corrosive projection. It would strip armor and then you would just murder everything. But they toned armor down a lot. And then I think it became... The best thing was for 3 people to run corrosive projection. Because if you stripped armor entirely, there was like some kind of... something about exploiting the fact that armor had better... It took more damage from certain things or something, I don't know. Anyway. Enemies lose their firearms, can only be engaged in melee combat. And can only engage in melee combat. Okay. Interesting. Recast on the target to detonate. Enemies have 50% chance to be disarmed. 45% magnetize range. Magnetize is her 2, okay. Oh yeah, that's the one that puts a field around him. Eidolon Hunt, we used to leave it with maximum damage so radiation could pop high damage. Now does anything kill Eidolons? Yeah. Somewhere I have my Eidolon builds laying around here. Yeah, you can do funny things with Mag's bubble and then shoot into the bubble and everything dies. Why is fleeting expertise only at 4 out of 5? Was it left that way because I wanted that specific balance of efficiency and duration? Or was it left that way because some other reason? Yeah, I definitely have a fully ranked fleeting expertise. And I definitely have the capacity to put it on. Oh, because 175 is the limit. That's right. Efficiency. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that. And yeah, okay, so I have a streamline that's missing a rank too. Which you probably go... What does streamline go up to? I think a streamline is the way it is because that gets you exactly to that point. Yeah, because even if you went 1 less on the fleeting expertise, I don't think it would give you exactly 175 with a max streamline and a level 3 fleeting expertise. Maybe. So this build's all about extra range. 265 ability range, also max efficiency. Surprised it doesn't say that that is the max, but it makes sense. Okay. Yeah, this build was all about making a big bubble and doing terrible, terrible things. What was this build? Cane Nullifier. 100% chance to resist a magnetic status effect. 100% chance to resist a toxin status effect. Okay. On this one I have Arcane Energize and Arcane Velocity. Whatever. I don't really want to use mag right now. Honestly, most of this is just trying to remember how all this shit worked. Okay, like, where's my Eidolon Rhino? There's my Index Rhino. Index used to be what you'd do for credits, isn't it? If you were low on credits for some reason. Was there any other reason to do Index? Actually, here's my Eidolon Trinity. This Trinity was built up to solo. I don't remember if you'd could solo all the Eidolons, but I definitely could solo the low-level one very easily. My Rubico Riven, crit chance, ammo maximum, weapon recoil, zoom. Okay. That's not a horrible Riven, I don't think. Radiation, ton of radiation damage. Ton of multi-shot. One hour flawless run to get the John Prodman poster? Yeah, no thanks. I don't think I ever did that one. Did I? Maybe I did. I wonder, do I have the John Prodman poster?
Service your weapons myself.
Let's see. Where is that shit listed anyway? Somewhere I thought there was a inventory that had all the crap you had. Was it in profile? No, surely not. Because, yeah, no, this is just this shit. Arsenal? No, that's this. Foundry is, okay, incubator, helmet. Inventory. I looked right past it. Yeah, I never bothered to get the Prodman poster. Or at least it's not in my inventory. Oh yeah, the weapon, the wheels. Oh, this. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, that's kind of handy actually. Because yeah, Q is the button that always opened your item wheel in missions. So I guess that makes sense that they would have a menu there. Yeah, I remember correctly, to do Eidolons, you would take Trinity, you would grab 3 of those, whatever you want to call them, robot thingies. I think. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've done solo Eidolons with Trinity here that I honestly, if you dumped me on the plains and told me to go kill some, I would probably be able to kill the first one and then struggle past that. Yeah, the lures. I used to do it semi-regularly just because it was kind of fun to do. For some reason I have an Inaros set up for Exploiter. Not sure why I would use Inaros for Exploiter, but that seems like a decision. Necros. What is your build like? I remember, I think it was Necros I used to use a lot with. Okay. Forces. Oh yeah, you would. I remember why we use this now. And you desecrate to get the extra loot. And then you would just absolutely murder. And was there a... Yeah, no longer consumes energy, it consumes 10 health per corpse instead. Which was no big deal because you would heal a ton from health conversion, I believe it was. No, that doesn't heal you. It grants you armor, makes you tanky. I think you just picked up health packets off the ground. And you just take Cronin Prime and... I used to have a macro on my keyboard back then that if you held down the E key, it would send at semi-random intervals the E key. Because after a while spamming melee, I was like, oh, my hands. Obviously, I don't have that anymore because it's a fully not only different keyboard, but a different computer. Oh yeah, here's my Profit Taker, which is Chroma. Chroma has some abilities that buffed up your shots, if I remember correctly. I don't remember how it even works anymore, though. Anyway, you pop one of your abilities and become super damaging and just murder everything. Or in this case, murder Profit Taker. Oh well, we're not getting missions done this way. Let's just pick somebody and go. Who's somebody I haven't used yet that's interesting and mobile? Titania? Okay. What's your build like? Flight speed increased 25%, fire rate increased 25% for 8 seconds when using abilities, stacks up to 4x. Okay. Transient fortitude, fleeting expertise, streamline, growing power. Okay. Spellbind, fine, whatever. Cycle through and extract 1 of 4 buffs and cast on an enemy. Sure, whatever. Razorwing was the big one, though. You turn into a little bastard who's super fast and does a ton of damage. Alright. Which mainline quest did I stop at? It would have been whichever one was the last quest when I stopped playing. Apparently I've done all those. Veilbreaker I've never done. Done all these. Not too surprising. Main quests. This would have been done probably years later. Did I come back to play this. Maybe. Or was it this one I came? No, Deviri Paradox, I think I was still... No. I don't remember. But these ones I definitely haven't ever played. Old Beast, yeah, who knows what that is. Oh yeah, New War, that stuff, I've done that eons ago. War Within, of course. Nata, that was all done before I quit. Heart of Deimos. Once Awake, I don't remember at all. The Archwing. Of course, that's a very early quest. I don't remember if I did Deviri Paradox before I quit the first time or not. Angels of Zariman, I definitely came back and played later, though. Anyway, I should continue those quests at some point. Let's take Titania and just go murder something. I think I have one more sabotage to do. Oh, I should have turned it on Steel Path. Oh well. Oh, damn glass.
Now is your chance to complete this sabotage. Use whatever you can to make sure it never works again. Coolant cell extracted. Fuel cell reinserted. When the reactor is restarted, this will trigger a meltdown.
Okay, he's already over there.
Destroy the fuel injectors.
Alright, and then we book it for the exit.
Critical. Get to extraction immediately.
Which is over here this way.
This ship is experiencing reduced gravity and magnetic anomalies.
Come on, hack it. Press Y. Yeah. Why use the movement system properly when you can just fly to your destination? I don't even have a gun equipped on this character.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Meadow.
Okay. Yeah, I have... Oh, how many hours do I have in this game again? It's well over 3,000. Not like insanely over 3,000, but just over 3,000. So at the time I quit playing, I had done basically everything there was to do. I used to own every single item from every single syndicate, for example. Nowadays, if you look at it, you could be forgiven for thinking I hadn't bought any of them, apparently. Let's see, is there anything...
It's that time again, dreamers.
Kill Xmas, complete missions.
Yeah.
Let's grab somebody who's very killy. And let's go do like a defense mission or something. Let's do Cora. And then let's go just do Hydra and Steel Path. Yeah. Man, I remember when Limbo used to be really obnoxious. Definitely not doing nearly as much damage as I could if I had a slightly better Cora build. I wonder if she was rebalanced at some point. Because it doesn't feel like it used to with the insane amounts of damage you could do. Also, look at this little tiny shield thing. He's definitely got a very different Cora build than I do. Notice her whip claw is now an exalted.
Unless you can handle more of the enemy.
Yeah, I did notice that. Oh. I should check to see.
Your will was greater.
I should check to see if it's still built well, yeah. Because I bet it's still is depending on stat stick. I didn't even think about that. I just kind of noticed in passing, oh yeah, look, okay, Whip Claw. I didn't think about it. That's probably why my stat stick is Garbo, or don't have one anymore, more correctly. Yep. Okay, that explains why my Whip Claw is shit. Yeah, because I have a Korra stat stick here. Okay, well that means I'm going to have to spend a lot of time actually making this good.
If I may say, operator, your chosen Warframe suits you. Ha ha.
Okay, what do I have in this thing? I should probably build it more or less the same way and then decide from there. Prime Pressure Point, Prime Fever Strike, North Wind, Blood Rush. And I'm definitely going to have to format it a bunch of times to make it any good. Let's see. Okay. What else did I have? They did that for all Warframes that use stat sticks. Okay. That's a good change. Also, yeah, that little shit needs some modifications as well. Let's see. Molten Impact, Organ Shatter, Prime Pressure Point. Okay.
Orders reminds the operator to take time for
I'm definitely not going to be able to fit everything on this.
Pressure creates diamonds, yes, but it also creates rubble.
Oh, wait. I have sacrificial pressure on. What? What's going on here? Sacrificial steel. That's what I had on here. Okay. Why was I running sacrificial steel instead of... Oh, because there wasn't a primed steel mod at the point. Okay. And this is like insanely better. Also, why was I running primed pressure point instead of sacrificial? Probably because of what stuff I had on it. Okay. You get out of there. I can't afford to put that on, but I can't afford to put this on. Okay, that would immediately make my build a million times better than what it was. Although it's still not done. Alright, let's go use somebody who doesn't use a stat stick so I don't have to actually work on getting a proper build up. I can think about that later when I'm more... Okay, like Mesa already always had weapons, which is why my Mesa was still okay. I think. What do I have? Okay, Garo had a stat stick as well. And I probably don't want to use the Scara because I'm sure there's a Gara Prime that I would want to work on instead. So no Gara right now. Let's see, who else used stat sticks that I had? Well, I don't remember what my Equinox build was like. What do we have on Equinox? Super Vandal, Nullipopper, Silva and Aegis Prime, I think because it looked cool. Not necessarily because I cared. And what will I build like? Passive. Okay. Looks like a high range build. Without tanking anything really. A bit high range, a bit of strength. Okay. Like, I'm pretty sure Gara uses a stat stick, doesn't she? Maybe not. Let me look. Yeah. This is my Gara stat stick. What did I use a stat stick? It's for her, Shattered Lash. Yeah, here we go. Not sure why I used Paracesis as the Gara stat stick, but... Looks like I have Corrosive and Blast on it. Okay, what's my actual Gara build? There's something missing here. There's no way I had it like this. So something must have changed that caused it to drop. A mod. That or I hadn't finished it for some reason. But this... I used to have a build where you'd pop your 4, and then you'd immediately pop it with your 1. Then you'd pop your 4 and pop with your 1 and just nuke the area. I don't think it was this build. This build seems to have a decent amount of range. Yeah. And then you would do something with your 2 now, or was it your... I thought there was something you did too that would build up a ton of damage on your... I think it was your 2. Like if it was hit by the explosion, it gained a ton of damage or something. Yeah, I remember nuking the area with using the 4-1 combo. But I thought there was also something else going on with getting like just absolute insane amounts of either tankiness or something in the combo too. Anyway, if I want to use that, I'm going to have to remember how it works. I don't want to do that right now. My brain hurts. Yeah, Garuda always had her talents, so there was nothing special I had to do on her. How does Trin work again? Also, Trin is ugly as hell. Got this stupid lobster ass. Anyway. Unfortunately. Let's see. Create a wildlife on an enemy. I don't think that was used much. Energy Vampire was the big one, I think. Pop your 2 and... you could link an enemy if you wanted. And then heal enemies, of course, if you wanted. But I'm pretty sure this was an EV build. Arcane Ice. Not sure why I have that equipped. I wonder if this build was set up before I had the Energy Arcane, whatever the hell it's called again. Arcane Energize. And also you don't really need energy. Trinity got buffed, Oberon too. Do I even have an Oberon config anymore? I remember I used to have a pretty cool Oberon build when they changed Oberon at one point. I don't think I have an Oberon build. Alright, where in the hell did that go? Here we go. Inaros. Where's my Oberon? Oberon Prime. Go 3. Okay, what does 3 do? Well, let's start at the beginning again. Focuses deadly energy within a target, dealing massive damage, removing all of his defenses. Okay, nobody cares about that. Well, it's probably good, actually. Oh yeah, Hallowed Ground would create the big radius that did cool things. Renewal. Generates protective aura that grants bonus armor to Oberon and his allies and restores allies' health over time. Healing is doubled while within the radius of Hallowed Ground. Oh yeah, you'd pop Hallowed Ground and then Renewal. And then Reckoning, I guess, can do some damage to stuff. There's definitely a mod here that's missing now because of some reason. And I think this was a build, also once again, there's a mod that used to go here that's missing for some reason. But I think this build I put together to carry noobs. It was designed not to do a ton of damage, but really support hard. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that drain for a second didn't look that bad. High heal. Bleed out slow. That doesn't seem useful. What's his passive? Grants righteous negation to himself and his allies in affinity range when he collects health orbs. Protecting players against next instance of damage. Stacks up to 3 times. Okay. That seems cool. Yeah, okay, I don't have anything weird going on with him. Also, I hate to admit this. Let's go look at the options. I do not remember what the key binding to swap weapons is. F, okay. Okay. Not that it's going to matter on this build because it only has one weapon anyway. Let's go do more Hydron just for the hell of it. Steel Path Hydron, of course. Hydron, because you can always find people there. Not because I actually want to do Hydron, for what people normally are here for. So here I am with my little name thingy that makes sure everyone knows that I have. Nope. Anyway, my little name thingy that indicates that I've logged in for at least 1,000 days. Effectively a noob because of how long I haven't played. Also, there's like half the Warframes that are around here I don't recognize what they even are. Like, obviously there's somebody here with a Korra. What the hell Warframes do we have? Sirius and Orion? Equinox? Okay, this one I definitely have no idea what that is. It's definitely a new Warframe since I played. This is a new quest. Okay. Probably somebody here leveling it then. Or just playing it because they like it.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting? Continue to defend. You will be rewarded for your bravery. Misery, huh? Steel essence. Nice, we take those. This build doesn't feel very powerful, which means it probably needs to be tweaked a lot for the changes. Like this weapon, the pistol that I'm using, the Kuva Brock, used to be extremely good.
I don't know what it's like nowadays. But it doesn't feel super powerful. It does do a lot of status. And also these are pretty high level enemies relative to what the game can give you. Which might be some of it.
Love folks who love what they do.
Another ribbon sliver. I should have checked when I was looking at my inventory to see if I had any of those ready, because I don't remember if they were a thing or not. Okay.
Extraction is ready. Unless you can handle more of the enemy.
Your will was greater. This is good.
Got some random bullshit. Primary, what do y'all call it? I wonder how my Necros holds up. I used to use this Necros a lot for,
Ready to kick.
Portal.
oh, what mission was it again? I think it was one of the Void missions, maybe? A survival? There was some survival mission that I used to play a ton of with this specific character that had infested enemies. I don't even remember where it was. Anyway. Let's actually take... And let's finish off with... do some Saren ESO.
Operator, do you know which finger the corpus used to count their money? The index.
CO. Okay, now Saren, you hit an enemy with 1, and then you kill them. And that spreads to all the enemies in the area and does mass murder. And you'd pop your 3 for extra damage, remember correctly. And I think your 4 had something to do with involved in spreading the spores too, but I'm not sure. Anyway. Let's find out. This seems like a terrible mod, which is probably why this build isn't using it. Infected enemies appear on your minimap. Ooh. As if you're not going to have tons of enemy radar on your support character, what are you going to call it. Let's see if I remember how to play ESO. I played a little bit of normal SO earlier. Where even is ESO? There we go. I used to love playing ESO. Okay, apparently there's nobody available. Oh, nope, there we go. That drop ship in the back there I don't recognize, which means it's new.
This experiment is to dispatch as many specimens.
Well, it would help if I hadn't wasted all my energy by accidentally hitting the wrong button. Get out of here, nullifiers.
I have gathered enough data on that ability. Use another tactic.
Need energy.
Your reliance on that ability is skewing my data. I have disabled it from now.
Oh, you have you? Things die too fast, Saren has problems spreading her ability. It's a little unfortunate, but
Data conduit is open. Go now.
let's see if I can remember how to do this even. Apparently nobody else wants to come through? Okay, there they go. Give energy. Man, this place is an annoying maze, isn't it? You can see enemies out there taking damage from my ability. Let's get some more spread going. Not killing nearly as fast as I should be. And either it's because this build sucks now, or more likely, that I've just completely forgot how to run it very well.
Enter the conduit now.
Yeah.
Weep for these creatures. They are immortal. They can and have reached billion deaths. You, however, do not enjoy the protections of synthesis. For you, failure has real life consequences.
This weapon I'm using is called Nolly Popper. Because it does that very well. Whatever's hitting me there, I don't like it. Correct. I always was a massive melee fan for this game. So usually my guns are more to support rather than actual damage. And my melee weapons are what I used to do the real damage. Also, I should be popping my 4 more often. Okay. Well, damn it. They're keeping efficiency up pretty well. I don't remember what zone people used to go up to. We're by ourselves now, but we're going to keep going, because why not? Might as well run until can't anymore. I don't even necessarily like this particular melee weapon that much. Yeah, we just killed most everything. Make sure we've got a good spread and then murder it all. Good spread, murder it all. Alright, I'm starting to remember how this Warframe plays now. I need to keep my 3 up. Yeah, I need to get some health in or I'm gonna die. Damn it. Off the edge I go.
I have opened a new data conduit. Proceed immediately.
Yeah, screw it. Let's go to the conduit. What's the worst that can happen? I'd really like to pop my 3, but I wasted it, all my energy on other things. I'm not getting any energy back for some reason right now. We have to drop energy, damn it. There we go. Also, why can't I shoot my gun now? Whatever. Efficiency is falling a little bit. So you could be a little more diligent about murder. Sure, we keep spreading our bits of joy around the map. Let's go through to Zone 8. I think 8 is where everyone used to end. I don't remember though. Good old void maps. They changed the loot tables. Oh. Okay. So what are the loot tables for ESO like nowadays? Why isn't my gun working anymore? Did I accidentally press a button I shouldn't have or something? Because pressing F doesn't swap. Which makes sense because I don't have a... Stop knocking me over, damn it. Stop knocking me over, damn it. There, that should solve that problem. Anyway, I think we're going to call it here at Zone 8. I could clearly keep going.
Hunter, you are running out of time.
I remember correctly,
To the data conduit.
those things had loot in them. I don't remember the magic thing you had to do to open them. There was some kind of thing you need to do to crack those open.
Hunter, the sanctuary will go on without you.
Yeah, I got some crap that I don't care about because I already have those weapons mastered, I guarantee it. But anyway. ESO was fun. And at least back in the day, I don't know about now, Saren was the queen of ESO. Although Mesa was also pretty good at ESO. But it is 10:41, so I don't think we're going to play anymore tonight. Man, I remember they reworked Harrow, and that was a lot of fun too. Still good. There's some broken Mirage builds. Interesting. So one of the things I like about games is learning all the stuff about them. Figuring out the builds, the strategies, all that kind of stuff. Not necessarily figuring out... Oh, wait. I do have a Prodman poster. It's right to flip there. I think that's what that is. I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
Operator, are you enjoying...
I thought I
your
had
food?
gotten that. Anyway. Now that I'm remembering a little bit, Index is kind of fun to do. Take Rhino and just... I don't remember why Rhino was so good there. It was some kind of weird thing about it. Anyway, doesn't matter. I don't know if I have a Mirage build laying around or not. Let's delete that loadout. This miscellaneous loadout was the one I always used to just swap to whatever I wanted to do at the time. I obviously have Mirage Prime.
If I may say, operator, your chosen Warframe
Did I not
you. Ha ha.
pop her little disease purple? Apparently not. Okay. What in the world is this build? This is definitely not a proper Mirage build, let's put it that way. Yeah. But I swear I had a pretty good Mirage build at some point, surely. Maybe not. I've definitely played with Mirage, obviously, because I leveled it up and all that shit. Maybe regular Mirage? That's possible. I do still have my regular I do not have my regular Mirage. Okay. Mirage must have been one of the ones I sold off to have space. That or I turned her in at the Helmuth, which is entirely possible. Anyway. Hello, the big smalls. Welcome here. What is this Kuva Brack like? Looks like I've got corrosive radiation built on it. I don't have any ribbons for this thing, do I? No. Oh well. Stop selling your Warframes after you burn yourself on it like 20 times. I, once upon a time, did not have very much platinum, and so I didn't have any way to really buy slots. So whenever I got a Prime version of a Warframe, if I needed to, I would sell the non-Prime. But then later I stopped doing that because I could just afford to buy a slot. And also, I think I did end up turning some of them into the Helmuth later.
Putrid. This thing is responsible for biological functions of the orbiter. A strange design. Why would I create such a flaw?
I forgot. I named my Helmuth after my sister. Because I thought it was funny. We both lived at home back then. And so, I completely forgot about that. Oh. Oh well. Yeah, that was very funny. She thought I was a bit of a dick for it, but I mean, she's probably right. Actually, I don't think she cared because she didn't give a shit about Warframe, much less whatever I did in it. Stupid shit. Oh well. Didn't they change it at some point that you no longer needed to wear the Syndicate sigils? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Yeah. Because most of my Warframes still have Syndicate sigils on them from back then. Also, some of my Warframes have had their fashion ruined because they were fashion-scaped with... let's see. The front sigil is the Legacy Mastery sigil. Yeah. That was probably applied back when I had a much lower mastery rank, and it was probably very carefully positioned to look cool. And I doubt it was colored like that originally either. So either the colors have gotten screwed up over time or something happened to it. Or the way it looks now looks bad with those colors, or who knows. Oh well, that's something to worry about later. It was always annoying. I had to always remember to swap my sigil whenever I swapped Warframes. Like this one obviously does not have the Steel Path sigil on the back. Anyway, it is 10:49. So, I think we're going to call it here. I do want to get back into playing Warframe again. The problem is I'm not sure how to fit it into the schedule. We're definitely going to play more tomorrow, though. Yeah. Not sure what we're going to do, but we're going to do something tomorrow. Relic cracking? The problem is all the relics I have piled up are vaulted. So they're probably worth a shit ton and definitely not worth cracking. Well, not all of my relics, but almost all of my relics are vaulted stuff now. So I guess if I was really truly serious about getting back into Warframe, I'd probably sit down and either sell most of those relics and buy primes, or I would try to find people who are cracking vaulted relics and try to crack a ball. Yeah. Anyway, tomorrow, more Warframe. Thursday, we'll do some Zoo Tycoon. And then Friday, we'll have some EDF. And then Saturday and Sunday will be more me making my way very slowly through Sniper Elite 5. And then next Monday will be some Crab Champions, and then we'll see about the midweek stuff. Maybe I'll just do Warframe for midweek for a while until I get either tired of it or find a slot I can move it to elsewhere. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a lot to remember and relearn, though, if we're going to do any amount of actual Warframe playing, though. Because everything I know about the game is exceedingly out of date, I'm sure. Let's see. Who's doing what on the old follow list? It looks like... I'm not sure what Zarius is doing. It's in just chatting, whatever it is. So either he picked the wrong category or he's doing something boring. And looks like Noms is playing Elder Scrolls again. Yeah, let's go over there and watch him do his Skyrim RP stuff. Thank you very much for the follow, Big Smalls. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully I see you all back here tomorrow for more fumbling about in half-remembered video games from ages past. And I will see you all later. Good night. And goodbye.